What's up, guys? Sorry I did not upload yesterday. I can't believe I skipped a day. My plan was to upload every day, but I was out of town and I just didn't have a backup video or anything pre-recorded. So, I just had to take the bullet, on that one. So, but I am reacting here. I'm gonna try and finish this quickly so I can upload it today. Boom, boom, pow. The Lakers play today, so you already know it's going to be uploaded tomorrow. So, but yeah, without further ado, we are going to be reacting to evolving Pokemon that really deserve it. I saw this and I was very intrigued, but I wanted to make it a reaction. So, we're going to see which Pokemon really deserve an evolution. Chuckle.
Before Pokemon Swordfish and Sheila arrived, I wasn't very hopeful about the potential return for cross-generation Pokemon evolutions. This term is given to Pokemon who are given evolved forms in a later generation to the one they were introduced in. Gen 1's Golbat becomes Gen 2's Crobat, Gen 3's Roselia becomes Gen 4's Roserade. It's a beautiful thing, really, until they stop doing it after Generation 4. Now, that's not entirely true. We did get Sylveon in Pokemon X and Y, which is an evolution, and thus a cross-generation evolution. I love you, Sylveon. But aside from this
Espeon better.
dog, we didn't get anything until Generation 8, which was like 10 years later. In the beautiful Galar region, we got some amazing evolutions like Obstagoon, Cursula, Berserker, and even Sirfetch'd. And then in Gen 9, we got even more. Dunsparce and Farigiraf, to name a few. Heck, even Primeape got an evolution. It died. So today I'm going to make even more evolutions, and I'm going to give them to a few Pokemon who I think really deserve to evolve according to my personal bias. Shall we proceed? Alrighty, first up is an evolution for Dugong. It has to happen, okay? Whenever I think of underrated and generally forgettable Pokemon, the Seal line eventually comes to mind, you know, because they're forgettable. I never used them in any of my playthroughs. In fact, I'm not even certain they appear in any region outside of Kanto. Okay, so I just searched it up and yeah, they're actually very common across the entire series, would you believe it? So if that's the case, then why do they never cross my mind? Both Seal and Dugong have very similar designs, which are also a little bit bland, in my personal opinion. I actually like Seal's design a bit more because there's a bit more happening visually, and I think the fact it pokes its tongue out is actually really cute. For this evolution, I was thinking about what the next step in its design could be, when I had a light bulb moment. Seal's name is a deviation of the word seal, and Dugong is a deviation of dugong. So naturally, it would become a narwhal, and it could be called Narwhal. I'm going somewhere with this. So I've given it some super awesome steel parts and a tanky tummy to fend off any pesky Pokemon that might get in its way. I also think making it part steel type would be a really cool way to make it a natural predator to a lot of the penguin-like Pokemon who are for the most part ice type. Next up to get the evolution treatment is Maractus. This one is going to be a low stop to get a lot of the penguin-like Pokemon.
I think I'm kind of confused on where it was from here. How it go from this to then this. I think the design is pretty alright. He did say that it is a steel type, that he turned into a steel type, so I can understand it being like bulky and stuff. Why is the mouth open? I don't know, it feels weird seeing the mouth open right here. Maybe if the mouth was closed and like you could see the teeth like this, it probably would have made this a lot better. But the design overall, I think is pretty cool. The tail is very thick, and the hands or flippers or whatever are very thick. Granted, I don't think this is like a final like render. I think this guy is just sketching, what he thinks an evolution would be. So, not gonna really judge too harsh off of that. But now don't get me wrong, I'm not a professional artist. So I don't claim to be. I just like art. I like, drawing, and I like artists. I like to see other people's art and, like, kind of give my opinions on it. Again, I'm not like a certified professional artist that judges and whatever I say is, correct. No, it's just my opinion, what I think. I think he should close his mouth. That mouth do not need to be open right there. Otherwise, I think the overall design looks pretty cool, I guess. It looks alright.
To a lot of the penguin-like Pokemon who are for the most part Ice-type. Next up to get the evolution treatment is Maractus. This one is going to be a low-key evolution, something kind of the likes of Poliwhirl to Poliwrath and Pormo to Pawmot. Something I really focused on for this design was the blossoming of Maractus. Maractus is another one of those Pokemon who I think really gets swept under the rug. It's underrated and underloved, so I think what it needs is a super cool evolution to give it a bit more edge and perhaps give players a little more incentive to catch and train one. I based its design off of a stage magician, giving it some very vibrant cuffs made from flowers contrasted against a less saturated body color. I also introduced some more petals and other bits of fauna on the body, such as the cool new cape it has, a magician's staple to be honest. The pose in its artwork is
it looks nice. I actually like this.
So there isn't really anything different
design
there. Okay, moving on. We're skipping a generation and evolving something from
let's go back here.
pose.
I think it looks. I honestly really like this design. It goes from being like a gray, or excuse me, a green, to like this like turquoise, dark turquoise. I don't know what color this is. It looks like a blue, could be green, dark with pink, and then it goes from that to this like more. It's like a darker tone with red instead of pink. The claws are a bit longer, has the cape that he was mentioning, and more spikes on its face. And honestly, I wish this was actually the evolution. This looks really nice. So
there
good
isn't
job.
really anything
It looks
different
really
there.
good.
Okay, moving on.
Cool idea.
We're skipping a generation and evolving.
If I'm not mistaken, he does not have an evolution at all, because this was in the Alola region. He was just a koala with a piece of wood, I guess.
Something from the Alola
But let's see what
decks,
this guy kicks
that
up.
Pokemon being Komala. I think Komala is really cool, and its appearance in the anime really helped it stand out and not completely dissolve into obscurity. Its ability has also helped with that, in that it cannot be put into status condition sleep, since canonically it is already sleeping, perpetually and unpeacefully. For this evolution, I figured Komala really needed to be fully grown. I always thought it was just a tad too small to be a single stage mon, and I know other Pokemon are small and single stage, but perhaps Komala is just too baby to get away with it, so I gave it a mother. Kamala's walking animation is just it rolling along the ground, which I think is hilarious, but also a great piece of lore which really informed my evolution design, where I turned its block of wood into a section of tree trunk which it rolls around, kinda like a steamroller. Roller. Not a steamroller, what the heck is that? The coloration remains identical to the original Komala. I really don't think it needs to be any different. It really is just a bigger version of the original, and honestly, that's completely fine. This might be a piping hot Fakemon take, but I'm good at having those, so I'll share this one. I feel like you don't always need added markings, changes in color, or any other complexities which outside of aesthetic are just kind of unnecessary in order to really convey that it's an evolution. Sometimes
I can agree with
just
that.
make it bigger. Now, I gotta be honest with you. This is originally where the video was going to end. I was going to show us the 3 evolutions you just saw in all of their polished glory, but I've been very slow to uploading this past month, and so I managed to make a...
Okay, so he's done with the other one. Hold on, let's go back a little bit. So we're gonna... I know it doesn't really show the full thing, but here, we'll just base it off of this. I know the colors are all the same, like he said, so can't really judge it off the colors, but off of the overall drawing itself, I think it's great. I think this would be a great evolution, a nice, chill evolution of this koala Pokemon. just, you know, add more of the things on this cheek and make him bigger, I guess. And his log is also bigger. So this is a really cool, really chill evolution. Like, it looks perfect. It's literally perfect. Let's go back to where we came from.
Evolutions
Or
you
let's
just
go
saw in all of their
Why did I say let's go back to where we came from? Let's go back to where we were. Excuse me.
polished glory, but I've been of uploading this video. So fourth up, we have the most glorious Pokemon to ever exist, Shuckle. This one definitely needs an evolution. I've seen Fakemon evolutions of this guy because a lot of them do exist, and they all depict it sort of growing out of the shell or using it for some crazy armor, or just somehow becoming a shell-bearing bad bitch. What a time to be alive. For my evolution, I was incredibly inspired by another Generation 2 Pokemon which people have been begging for an evolution for, Dunsparce. Dunsparce's evolution is very hilarious, actually. To think people have been asking for this thing to evolve for like almost 25 years, and then when the time finally came, Game Freak were just like, oh, sure. So here's Dunsparce, but bigger, and it's called Dunsparce. There's probably a very smart reasoning for this evolution direction, but all I can see is the meme, so I've done the same for Shuckle. It's Shuckle. The other bonus evolution I have made is for another generation.
Oh wait, hold on.
I've done the same for Shuckle.
Okay, so he's done with this one. I think it looks, again, it's just like a meme evolution. It's gonna basically be the same thing, just it has 3 heads this time. Kind of like a Diglett, and it turns into Dugtrio. That's kind of the same vibe I have with this one.
It's
It's
Shuckle.
cool, I guess.
The other bonus evolution I have made is for another Generation 2 Pokemon,
okay.
Ledian. Another Pokemon which I think deserves to be evolved. What the heck, Game Freak? Thankfully, we now have Orbeetle, so my cravings for a large ladybug have been fulfilled. I don't know what the right word is. Maybe satiated? I have no idea.
Why would you want a large ladybug?
Gigantamax Orbeetle. It's almost as if the design team took this as a second chance on a ladybug Pokemon. They simply couldn't make the same mistake as they did all those years ago. Ledian is still unevolved. It's a travesty. Thankfully, I'm here to the rescue. I showed this design to my friend when I finished drawing it, and they said it was more of a mega evolution rather than a proper evolution, and in hindsight, I see it. With my other evolutions in this video, like Maractus and Shuckle's evolutions, the designs were very similar, but also those were more realistic takes on what Game Freak might actually do with an evolution. Whereas the way this Ledian is looking, it's definitely more of a mega evolution. Although in my head it is an evolution, so I'm still going to present it as such. But I mean, it can be up to interpretation, but my interpretation is evolution. So it's in the evolutions video. Alrighty, it's time to take a look at all of these amazing evolutions. First up is Narwhal, the evolved form of Dugong and the final form of Seal. It is a water steel type and evolves after being exposed to a metal coat. Secondly, we have
Alright, I didn't know he was gonna be doing this he was gonna show each one like this, but okay. So we have Narwhal, water steel. I think it looks cool. I think, again, I wish the mouth was closed. It looks weird with the mouth open. But other than that, I think it looks great.
Exposed to a metal coat. Secondly, we have Markaracta, the evolved.
We have Markaracta, Grass Fairy. I think it looks amazing. I think this should be the official evolution to this Pokemon. I think if Game Freak were to actually do this, and let's say Game Freak designed this Pokemon as the evolution, they would have probably given it the same colors, like the same green and dark green or whatever that is, with the pink. Like everything would have been the same colors, I think, just it'll look different. But in this case, I like the color changes, and it looks, I don't know, it looks a bit more like edgy, I guess.
Form of Maractus. It is a grass fairy type and evolves upon level up, knowing the move Dazzling Gleam. And then we have Comarola, the evolved.
Comarola, normal type. See, this is what I'm talking about. It's simple, but it works. It's like this could literally be the evolution. Like it's literally
Form
perfect.
of Komala. It is a pure normal type and evolves after defeating 10 Pokemon in battle who are either a grass type or a rock type. Now for our bonus evolution, starting with Shuckle, the evolved form of...
See, this is definitely more of a meme Pokemon, cause bro, Bug Rock. I think it could have just stayed Bug. I'm gonna be honest. But having 3 head again, being like Dugtrio, excuse me, Diglett, and then Dugtrio. Yeah, same
Shuckle
vibes.
and a bug rock type. It evolves after using the move Infestation on 2 other Shuckle. And last but certainly not least is Liddyseer, the evolved form of Lydian and
Liddyseer. Honestly, I think it looks cool. It's a bug sidekick. See, I don't know about the psychic typing. It would have been cool if it was like more bug flying, obviously because it has wings. But I guess based off of the design, I can see it. I can see why he chose to make it a psychic type. But I think it's cool. Now, he did say earlier that his friends were saying it looks more like a mega evolution. I feel like this looks more like a these other ones. Like I could see Game Freak making the evolution like this or like this. Not really this one. This one looks more like a Fakemon rather than what Game Freak would actually make. This one looks like something Game Freak would do. Like they could design this. I could see that. So this Liddyseer looks more like a Fakemon, like, you know, more that somebody actually designed it rather than something Game Freak would actually design. Not to knock the art though, it looks cool. Don't get me wrong, it looks cool. As an evolution though, I don't know. And I don't even know as a mega evolution. I don't think either. It doesn't look mega. I don't know. But it's still a cool design though. Like all the other stuff aside, still looks pretty cool.
Of Lidiba. It is a bug psychic type with the levitate ability to compensate the lack of flying type, and it evolves upon level up knowing the move Future Sight. I hope you like my evolutions. Hopefully there's something you needed to see. I actually poked around some forums to gather which Pokemon would be good for evolutions, and then threw in some of my personal choices for good measure, but you'll never know which is which because I'm so incredibly opinionated.
Yeah. See, some of these, like the Miraculous evolution, the Koala evolution, they look like something Game Freak would actually do, and these 3 on the bottom look more like fan made, like, you know, for the memes or whatever. But overall, pretty cool designs. I'm gonna see if this guy has any other videos like this to react to any of the other, you know, Pokemon that should have, you know, an evolution, and I'll react to those. But yeah, I believe he is done.
That I have commentary for every entry. Mwahahaha. Please subscribe to my channel. I upload new videos every Pokemon Friday, and I promise that I'm back on that schedule now because I haven't been uploading every Friday lately. Let me know in the comments if there is anything that you would like to see this month, because I'm going to be doing a lot of pre-recording this month so that I can take Christmas and New Year's off. So get those requests in if you have any. I'm gonna be doing like a big bulk.
Okay, so that's gonna be it for this video. The channel name is Kfop Fakemon. Shout out to him. Shout out to this video. I'm gonna see if I can find any other of these types of videos from this creator, so that way I can react to it. Cause I love seeing like different artists like kind of make their own ideas of Pokemon. Cause y'all know me, I love Pokemon. So, you know, I love seeing different ideas and inventions of Pokemon and stuff. So yeah, but that's gonna be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Check out the guy's channel again. His name is or his channel name is Keifa Fakemon. So but by the channel name, I presume he's a channel that makes Fakemon. So yeah, but yeah, that's gonna be it for me. Leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.